Nicholas Chesterfield was a good kid. He helped when he could and was kind to all. As his junior class homeroom teacher, I witnessed him excel in mathematics over the span of months before the incident. He would solve any equation I gave him with a smile and a twinkle in his eye. But before he departed, he left me with a simple question that changed the current position of my life. Hey, Mr. Johnson, what would you do if you knew you were to die tomorrow? People often pose this question as a filler for a conversation, and quite honestly, I can't recall my answer. After this, Nick, as he'd like to be called, left my classroom forever. What you just heard was a small speech given by Mr. Johnson at Nick's funeral. 3 years passed after the fateful day, and old students left and made room for new ones. And with this, the tragedy of Nicholas Chesterfield was slowly forgotten in the winds of time. The story opens on Alex, a small freshman beginning a new year in a new school. Alex is a small, wiry lad who is not the most popular with people. Some might even consider him an outcast, a freak of nature. We open our tale with Alex, first arriving at Oakwood High, in the story, Dearly Departed. New school, new teachers, and of course, new bullies. Hey, insect boy! I've been hankering to punch someone all day. Care to be a stress reliever? I'd rather not be your punching bag for you and your friends today, Chase. My mom told me to have a good day, so please be kind to me and others. Not in your life, pipsqueak. Chase! Oh snap, it's Mr. Johnson. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Alex, my boy, are you alright? Yeah, getting my clock punched is alright. For a masochist, maybe. Go to the nurse's office. I'll go catch that Miss Vanessa's posse. This school is stranger than strange. At times, I'd be ambling down desolate hallways and would feel the frigid air numb my nerves and turn my skin to ice. Not to mention all the shadows flooding the corner of my eyes. I whip around just in time to see the figure dart away. If I didn't believe in science and physics, I would have thought that something supernatural was afoot. But something was off about this place, as if a small piece of this giant school is out of sync. Just last Friday, I was leaving the school and looked out the door. Nope. Outside, an epic clash of lightning and rain fought for all to see. I didn't even try to open the door, knowing I'd be pushed back by the wind. I decided to hunker down the hallway that led to the cafeteria next to a ancient Pepsi machine. I started working on a worksheet given by our math teacher, Mr. Johnson. I finished half the page until I got stumped on one with decimals. I reached for my calculator, but stopped dead in my tracks. Very faintly, I heard a voice. 4.27. I bolted up and looked around, only to find no other trace of life. I retracted the worksheet, worked out the equation, and came to the solution of 4.27. That can't be a coincidence, right? For the next few days, I thought of possible explanations, such as a cross breeze or an echo, while also avoiding the hallway. And of course, Chase. I decided that there was a logical answer to all of this, so I would confront the Pepsi machine head on. The next day, when all the students left, I geared up. I strapped football equipment that I borrowed from the Phi Ed room and equipped it a hard wooden bat. I crept down the hallway, and what I saw left me stunned to the very tiles I was standing on. In the middle of the hallway, there's a soft glowing figure. I slowly approached it and asked a simple question. Who are you? He turned around and faced me. He was wearing a pair of jeans and an Angels baseball t-shirt. Nicholas Chesterfield. Why are you here? I don't know. God said no. Tears trickled down his face. I felt sympathy for Nicholas and wished to comfort him. He then began to fade into thin air. like a morning mist, leaving nothing but a puddle of water. I suddenly realized what just happened and collapsed to the ground. I had a million questions. Why did God say no? Was that a real ghost? Biology didn't cover this. What do I do now? Will people believe me? I could only answer one of those questions. No, people wouldn't believe me. I would be more of an outcast. But wait, I'm already an outcast. What's worse than an outcast? I quickly chucked the makeshift armor into the supply closet and sprinted for home. I immediately searched the web for any information I could find on ghosts. I found the following. Number 1. A soul who doesn't enter heaven the instant after death because of hesitation becomes a ghost and has to overcome this feeling of regret to move on. Number 2. A soul usually tends to stay in the same spot as it died. And number 3. A ghost can only be seen by the pure of heart. I immediately searched the web for any Nicholases who died in the area and came to the news article of how Nicholas Chesterfield was electrocuted by a vending machine. It says that the janitor found him fallen in a heap and contacted everyone he could. The funeral was at Oakwood Cemetery. And he lived to be 14, the same age as me. At this point, I felt sympathy for Nicholas and wished to help him. He was sad and miserable and just wanted to be finished with this world. I waited countless afternoons after school, but to no avail. There was a dance at Halloween, and I decided to go by myself to see if Nicholas would come out. After the party, I ducked away and sprinted to the hallway. I turned the corner and spotted a blob of light where I sat previously next to the machine. Oh, hello, Alex. A pleasure to finally meet you. He reached out a transparent hand. I shakingly shook it. I know why you're here. You think you can help me, just like the previous students. But I know I can help you, Nicholas. Please, call me Nick. Nick, what could you possibly be hesitant over? That's the problem. His shout sent a small shake through the vending machine. Wait, you died trying to get a soda, right? Yes, before I was fried like a fish. Maybe that's why you can't pass on to heaven. I mean, it makes sense in a weird way. I reached into my tuxedo and pulled out my duct tape wallet. I inserted a $1 bill and selected a Coca-Cola. Here, maybe this is the answer. You have got to be kidding me. I don't kid. My parents don't allow it. Say it's a waste of time. All right. I don't feel any different. Suddenly, a bright light shone through the ceiling as Nick was slowly brought up into it. Thank you, Alex. I couldn't reply as I was stunned at my very core. I suddenly snapped out of it when the blinding light disappeared. I started walking down the hallway, but saw Mr. Johnson staring dumbfoundedly at me in the hallway. Was that Nick? Yes. Did he pass on to heaven? Yes. Come with me. We can have a talk and discuss what you've been through. That would be nice.